Weather services in Mauritius have warned the island is under direct attack as tropical cyclone Freddy approached. On Monday, the cyclone was packing wind gusts of up to 120 kilometers per hour. According to the weather service, the cyclone could pass to the northwest of the island late in the afternoon. It has advised people not to go at sea as the storm could likely cause coastal inundation in risk areas. In neighboring Madagascar, authorities say they are expecting a direct hit by Tuesday evening. Angela Kupla is in Johannesburg and joins us more on this cyclone, with more on this cyclone Freddy. Angela, the latest we have is that the cyclone has weakened but is approaching Mauritius dangerously. What is the latest from Mauritius?
Well, at 1900 last night, the Freddy moved and passed its closest distance to the island. It was about 120 km off to the north of Grand Bay, moving at around 30 kilometers an hour. So it was moving away. The latest reports say that Freddy was heading toward neighboring Reunion Island, in fact, which led Mauritian authorities to lift at 0400 this morning and replace it with a safety bulletin. This is the first time that a safety bulletin has been issued on the island. And educational institutions will remain closed until school staff assess any damage there, but there's no school for the scholars there today. And authorities are reporting that there were around 562 refugees in 19 evacuation centres across the island. Reports have now been received of power cuts, fallen trees and houses and hotels suffering some damage due to high seas and that 7-metre swell that we talked about yesterday. Thankfully, at this stage, we have no reports of any deaths or injuries, but we're going to wait for authorities to feed that information through to us later. Nina?
Angela, Mozambique is experiencing heavy rains, and with Cyclone Freddy approaching, what is the situation today and how is government responding?
Well, authorities are expecting Freddy to make landfall by Friday, more or less. At the moment, residents on the coastline between Beira and Maputo are on high alert. The Southern Regional Water Administration has called for an immediate evacuation of people from the risk areas in the south of the country, warning of an increase in discharges of water from dams in Maputo and Gaza in the coming days. In fact, authorities are also warning that river basins, that's all the river basins in the country, are above threshold levels. And emergency services also estimate that around another 53,000 people could be affected by Freddy. So it's anxious times ahead for Mozambique and its citizens. And of course, in Zimbabwe, Malawi, Botswana, Eswatini, Zambia, and the northern parts of South Africa, could also expect heavy rains and flooding on top of what we've been through already in the coming days. Panina.
All right, Angela, thank you for that. Angela Kupla live in Johannesburg. Now we're joined by Julius Ngoma, National Coordinator, Civil Society Network on Climate Change based in Lilongwe, Malawi. Mr. Ngoma, why are we seeing a high frequency of cyclones in Southern Africa?
Thank you so much for the question. And just to say that we strongly believe that the cyclones that we are actually facing in Southern Africa as a result of climate change, and we have been informed for the last 1 or 2 years that the Mozambican channel has been warming up, and that will actually cause a lot of these cyclones coming through the Madagascar way into the Southern African part of Mozambique and Zimbabwe, even affecting countries like Malawi. So we strongly have that conviction, and everyone else right now in the Southern Africa have that conviction that we are having effects of climate change because we've been seeing these cyclones maybe in the last 1 or 2 centuries, but they have not been happening in the frequency and the magnitude the way they have been happening for the last 5 or so years. So this is a strong conviction from us that this is an impact of climate change.
How do we then prepare for such occurrences?
Yeah, so I think we after we have realized that this is going to be a norm for us, which is very unfortunate, we actually strongly also believe that we need regional programs that can actually help us to build resilience of some of these countries that are bordering the Indian Ocean. We need strong programs, disaster risk management programs that can assist countries like the Mauritius, countries like Madagascar to be well resilient to such kind of occurrences. Even the coast of Mozambique has to actually be well protected from such kind of occurrences. This does not only mean that we need structural measures, we also need to actually make sure that people that are living within this coast are really aware that we actually support them to build their resilience to such impacts, so that at least by the end of the day, we cannot stop these cyclones, because it's nature, this course, it's actually the warming that is causing such impacts to happen. But we can also help those people and the infrastructure that is being built and everything else to be resilient to such kind of occurrences once they actually happen.